Good evening and welcome to Penguins TV. Just finished watching the Montreal Canadiens hold on for a 3-2 win. Still watching highlights here. The game hasn't even been over for a minute. What a huge win for the Montreal Canadiens. I got to tell you, if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, this gives you huge hope. Now, if you had lost this game going home down 2-0, I think all it would have done is just build in your mind that this Vegas juggernaut and the Montreal underdog make it impossible. But Montreal came out tonight, and instead of just playing the first 10 minutes well, they played the whole first 20 minutes really well. Montreal was the better team in the first, in my opinion. Some might say it was even. I think Montreal was the better team in the first. At the end of the first period, Montreal was up 2-0, and that was huge. They got the first goal, which was huge. And by getting that first goal, it allowed them to drop back into their style a little bit, slow Vegas down a little bit. Then they got that second goal, and that was a big difference. Now, I think between the end of the first period and the end of the game, Montreal only had another 9-10 shots. In the first period, I think they had 10, and maybe about a dozen the rest of the way. So Montreal was the better team in the first. Vegas was the better team in the second. And Vegas was the better team in the third, but Montreal bent in the third, but they didn't break. They had a lot of pushback there in the third for a few minutes that surprised me, but Vegas ended up getting quite a few shots in the third. So Vegas was getting a lot more shots to start the third. Then for about 7-8 minutes, Montreal pushed back pretty good. Then the last 5 minutes, Vegas got a bunch of shots again. So there ended up being a shot disparity. But if you're Montreal, you really want to hang your hat on this one and feel good. Why? Well, Carey Price was very good again. The only 2 goals that went in, he didn't see either one of them. So basically, Carey Price has given up 6 goals in 2 games, and nobody could have stopped any of those 6 goals. That's how good Carey Price is playing, okay? He didn't see either of these tonight, both by Pietrangelo. So that's fact number 1 for Montreal. Carey Price is still playing exquisite. That's great. Number 2, Montreal, you got the lead tonight and you played your game, okay? That's the second thing you want to be aware of that's really good. Third thing, Montreal appears to be getting a pretty consistent contribution from all 4 lines. I'm seeing all 4 lines out there consistently. I'm seeing the Deneau line, the Suzuki line, the Kakiniemi line, and the Stahl line out there pretty consistently. And I think that's key for them to win in this series. And I'm very impressed by that. Lastly, if you're a Montreal fan, you're going home now to 3,500 fans to the Bell Center. And if you can take one of those games or both those games, holy cow, this is a huge win. Can Montreal win the next game? I think they can. I was very impressed. I want to see this thing go 7. So I was rooting for Montreal hard tonight. I did predict Vegas to win the first game. I did predict Montreal would win the second game and hoped. So I'm 2 for 2 so far this series. And I'm 2 for 2 in the other series so far. But that's easy. Anybody can do that. But the next 2 games in Montreal, very excited. We'll be back here again on Friday and Sunday for the Montreal game. If you're a Vegas fan, let's turn around and see what you want to feel good about. Well, you pushed really hard in the second and the third period, most of the third period. And despite Montreal having the lead and playing their game, Vegas was still able to assert themselves and drive to the net and get some really good quality scoring chances, but Carey Price was there. Montreal was comfortable with that style of play. That's the game they want to play. Let Price make some great saves, but limit you overall. Don't let you get too much speed through the neutral zone. Don't let you get too much off the rush. Although I would say Vegas got about 9 shots off the rush tonight. But Montreal still played the game they want tonight. So Vegas, what could you do better next game? Get the lead. So if Vegas got back into this game, they were down 3-0, then it was 3-1. They scored right at the end of the second period with like a minute and a half left. Vegas, you can play better. You will play better. 7:30 Eastern on Friday, so it's an earlier start. No, 8 o'clock Eastern on Friday. So Vegas, you can play better. You will play better. Hang your hat on that. Maybe Marc-Andre Fleury wasn't quite as sharp tonight as he needed to be. That's okay. I'm sure Vegas will be just fine if you're a Vegas fan. Okay, let's get into some stats here. And by the way, as much as I enjoyed this game, I didn't find it as entertaining as the Tampa Bay and the Islanders game last night. Just the way it is. Let's look at some stats to tell the tale of the tape here. Okay, scoring summary. First period, Joel Armia assisted his fifth goal of the playoffs, assisted by Joel Edmondson, his fourth assist of the playoffs, and Corey Perry's fifth assist of the playoffs. Okay, it was a rebound. Did Fleury overplay it to one side a little bit, but it came out the other side, and Armia had all kinds of net to shoot at, and he didn't miss even with a defender in the way. So good goal for Armia. Then at 16, that was the 6-12 of the first. Then at 16:30 of the first, Tyler Toffoli scored on a shot from the slot. He got a one-timer off, but the reason it went in is he didn't get all of it. And the timing of the shot seemed to really fool Fleury. And it ended up being a soft goal through the middle. So Fleury'd like to have that one back, but it is what it is. Toffoli's fifth of the playoffs, okay, assisted by Cole Caulfield, his fifth assist of the playoffs, and Jeff Petry's fourth assist of the playoffs. So after the first period, it's 2-0 Montreal. In the second period, at the 17:45 mark, Paul Biron scores on a mini breakaway, just a gorgeous goal that Fleury tried to poke check. Paul Biron's second gorgeous goal of the playoffs, his second goal, assisted by Joel Edmondson, his fifth assist of the playoffs, and Jesper Kokianiemi, his first assist of the playoffs. So it's 3-0 now with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second. But right away, a minute and 1 second later, Alex Pietrangelo from the point, a seeing eye single. Carey Price didn't see it, and it might have been deflected. It was screened, maybe deflected. Price had no chance on it. His second of the playoffs from Colasar, who it was his third assist of the playoffs. So that gave Vegas some life after being down 3-0. Now it's 3-1. You're headed into the third. Third period, Alex Pietrangelo, another goal that Price didn't see. He shot it through a blocking Jeff Petry, who went down to his knees, through his legs. Price didn't see it, and Pietrangelo has his second goal of the game, third of the playoffs, assisted by Marchessault, his third assist, and William Karlsson's ninth assist. But that's how it ended. That was 14:46 to the third. Now, the top line center for Vegas didn't play tonight. Chandler Stevenson. I forgot to mention that earlier. And that's a big deal for Vegas. Will he play next game? If not, that will continue to be an advantage for Montreal because it forced Vegas to move their centers around. Okay, that was interesting. Also a huge development for Montreal. I forgot to mention this earlier. Having Jeff Petry in this game was huge. I think he was the difference, the extra little difference they needed. He was great. He played lots of minutes. He played 2 of the first 4 minutes. I think he had an assist tonight. Yes, he did. Real big boost for the team. Both his eyes were all bloodshot, the bottom half of their eyes. It was wild. Shea Weber took a couple more cracks in his hands. Looks like he's hurting, but he's still playing through it. Carey Price made some ridiculous saves. Okay, Marc-Andre Fleury made some very good saves as well. This was a good game. I am very much looking forward to the game on Friday night and the game on Sunday night. Of course, tomorrow night I'll be back here for Tampa and the Islanders, Game 3 in Nassau Coliseum. I can't wait to see that crowd, and I'm even more excited about that game because of the pace of that series. It's a little bit faster and a little bit more entertaining hockey, I find. But I can't wait. So if you're new to the channel on YouTube here, your support means so much to me. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for that. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to check us out on Twitch TV, I'm there for every live game. And I appreciate you being here. If you haven't gotten your vaccination yet, please go get a vaccination. I'm terrified of needles and it hurt for a split second. It didn't even hurt, not even as much as a pinch. Be good to yourself. These are challenging times for some of us. Mental health. Take care of yourself. I know all about that. And please be good to others if you can. Have a wonderful night. If you'd like to ask me anything, comment down below. I follow all 32 teams and I'm reasonably well informed. Thanks for hanging out with me and we'll see you soon. Good night.